Welcome back to Season 2 of Canadian Bloke Abroad. When you last saw me, I was still up in the Kimberleys on outreach. So, to show you how DTS ended, watch this. When DTS ended, I got to go home for a couple months. It was really cool because I got to share my testimony with a couple of churches and youth groups, and I also got to see all my friends and family and loved ones that I hadn't seen in like 6 months. So it was awesome. I got to see all of them, hug them, and tell them how much I missed them. And I also had a job for a couple months with a landscaping company, CSL. And yeah, it was a great time being home, and I missed them already, but I'm glad to be back here and pursuing what God has for me. I got a GoPro for Christmas, so I'm going to be using that to make a cool video soon of a day in the life of me at the base. So keep your eyes out because it's going to be a pretty cool and unique video that I couldn't be able to make last time. Now that I'm on staff, I get to live at a staff house. Take a look at my house. So, getting back here was a little bit more complicated. When I first applied, I was only applying for 1 year committing to YWAM, but when my visa wasn't going to come in time, I ended up that they suggested that I switch to a 2-year visa and come for 2 years. This decision was not taken lightly. I prayed for hours about it. I got my mom and my grandma to pray about it. Now, I didn't tell them what it was about. I just told them to pray about the numbers 1 or 2. That way their decision wasn't swayed, that if I committed to 2 years that they wouldn't see me. So, yeah. So basically, we all met up that night at a worship night, and we all got the number 2. So that night, I started applying for a student visa so that it would come in for my plane on time, hopefully. So the visa still didn't come in on time, so I had to switch my flight from Tuesday to Thursday at 1 a.m. And we would have had to drive up to Toronto on Wednesday, so when the visa still didn't come in, we drove up in faith, and we had a 2-hour window that we could call the Australian immigration and hope that they could do something for us. So we get on the phone with them, and Mom's on hold for like an hour and a half, and so she tells me to call my flight agency because the deadline to switch my flight was at 7:20 p.m. and it was now 7 o'clock. So I get on the phone with the guy and he's like, I think your ticket's reimbursable. So he puts me on hold. He puts me on hold for like 20 minutes. Then he picks back up the phone. He's like, sorry, your ticket's not refundable and it's now past the deadline that you can switch your ticket. And I was like, in my head, come on, man, you just put me on hold for 20 minutes and now that's why I can't switch my flight. That's what I wanted to do to begin with. So I was just fed up with the situation. I hung up the phone and I was just like, you know what, I give it to God. If I'm meant to be on the flight, the visa will come in on time. If not, then I'll just book another flight another day. I was just so fed up at this point, I just didn't care. So me and my aunt and uncle and my mom all go out for dinner, and then we come back, we start watching a movie, and then buzz at 11:20. I looked down at my phone and there's the visa. So we raced over to the airport, got all my stuff in on time, and I was actually still a half hour early for my flight. Great. So then a 15.5-hour flight from Toronto to Hong Kong, which was nuts, super long. I fell asleep for 7 hours and there was still half the flight left. Ugh, it was horrible. And then we flew from Hong Kong to Bali, and in Bali I had to wait 2.5 hours just for my boarding pass. That was insane. I literally just sat there. I was like, I just need my boarding pass. The guy's like, okay, I'll call a guy. And like an hour and a half goes by and he still nothing. I asked, is there anything we can do? And he's like, nope, I'm still waiting for the guy. Another hour goes by and finally one of the other guys says, I'm gonna call the guy again. And I was like, thank goodness. And so that guy calls this other guy, whoever he is, again. And a half hour later, this guy shows up and he's like, I need your passport and I need your baggage ticket things. And I was like, I don't know, it was a little sketchy giving away my passport, but I was like, you know what, I just need to get this done. So I handed it to him. He comes back about a half hour later, has my boarding pass. I go through the security, which was super not secure, and then get on my flight, and now I'm here in Perth. It was quite an adventure to get here, but I'm happy to be back. So if this plane story is any indication, there's going to be lots of adventures to come. So keep your eyes posted. I'm going to be posting a new video every week and excited for what the next 2 years God has for me here. So until next time, my take home song for the week is You by Coase. And until then, see you later, eh?